And welcome to Ultimate Soccer one more time, my friend. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're getting ready for this big match between Norwich and Wrexham coming off at Carrow Road. I tell you what, it's not going to be easy. Norwich in 10th, doing pretty good under the circumstances. I'm going to tell you about Norwich as we move through. This will give you reasons to be cheerful, Wrexham fans. And Norwich fans have a couple of little worries. We're going to unearth those as we go through, yeah? But I tell you, we're going to read the news. The headlines is up next. Also, we're going to take a look at the table and such like stats all the way through from your goals, your assists, tackles, blocks, etc. We'll touch that as well. Just look here. There'll be 10 slots be filled in pretty soon. You can see all the stats as I go through the show. Now, we're also going to do a big focus on Wrexham. I tell you, we have to, and particularly in defence and other stuff too. We'll talk about the head-to-head as well between Norwich and Wrexham. It's not what you think. We'll also give you the prediction on how I think these proceedings are going to finish after 90 minutes plus. I'll also give you a big focus on Norwich City as well, and this may surprise you as well. We'll talk about the coach, Liam Manning, and then we'll get on to the match thoughts, and we've got a story to finish, a story from the very first time I went to Norwich. And I tell you, it's not what you think, but you really want to stick around to hear that story because it comes back from those days. Those days. That's all I'm going to say, but stick around to the end for that story between Norwich and somebody else. So, without any further ado, let's get into the headlines. And I say welcome in, guys, welcome in. Like, subscribe, join the channel, and become part of the family. And remember, watch along Saturday, coming along. Get in here, get in here. But on the headlines right now, these are within the last hour coming off all sites. But I tell you, got to read them to you right now. Wrexham headlines. No discussions. There are no discussions being held on Phil Parkinson's future at the club. I don't think there should be. We're only 5 games in. Where is the panic? I've heard all sorts of stuff, and I've actually banned a couple of guys from the last show for the rudeness and the attacking of Phil, and some guys attacked me too, so a couple of guys got banned on it. All I say, don't lose your heads. It's only 5 games. Phil has a squad. He has the time to fix this, and I tell you what, if he doesn't, then you can look for Sir Rob and Sir Ryan to maybe Michael Williams to change things. But there's no reason to change what isn't broken. This is a blimp right now. You might not like the taste of it, but guys, I tell you, give Phil time. We need to respect the man that pumped us up 3 divisions. That's what I'm saying. If it gets to the bad stage come Christmas time, we'll know. We'll know before that. We'll know by game 15. I'm telling you straight. We'll know by game 15 where we sit. And we got a whole row of games coming up that are not easy. We're going to get into that too. But there's no talk on Parky's future. 41 matches to go, yeah? Steven Gerrard, Stevie G. Yes, Stevie G. Apparently, he's been rumoured by the Liverpool Echo to be the next coach for Wrexham. What do you think about that? I think it's the Liverpool echoing something that's not true. And finally, another little blurb, Phil Jones, the ex-Man United centre-back. Yeah, and we're having central defensive problems. He was at the game last week against Queen's Park Rangers at the Stoke Keras, the racecourse ground. Yeah. And he wasn't there because he's signing with Wrexham. He's there because he's simply a friend of Michael Williamson's. Really, because he lives very close to him. That's the reason. Look, the higher end of soccer, they all live in burbs close to each other. They know each other, and that's the only reason why Phil Jones was there. And I tell you now, I wouldn't want us to sign him anyway. In like 12 years at Man United and a couple of years at Blackburn, he only played 200 games. Always injured. Why would you want to entertain that? No thanks. No thanks. He's visiting. Finally got some big news though. Chris Wilder has replaced Ruben Sellish at Sheffield United after 5 games. So it seems Sheffield did panic after 5 and booted the coach, only because he doesn't have 3 years of glory with that team. If that was Phil Parkinson, he wouldn't have got fired. But Chris Wilder is back for the 3rd time. Get this, 3rd time at Sheffield United, May 2016 to March 2021. He had a 46% record. Pretty good. Again, 2nd time he went there was 5th of December 2023 to June 2025, 43.59%. I was surprised when Wilder stepped back and let someone else go with it. But you know what? As he said in the press this week, Chris Wilder, Sheffield United is my life. Signed this time around September 15th. I say Chris is going to save him. I really do. I think Chris Wilder will save Sheffield United because he knows the league. And that team isn't that much different. The ground, the training theatre, everything for Chris is like home cooking. So I say Chris Wilder saves Sheffield United. Let's watch what happens. Now, moving along, I've got 10 stats that I'm going to filter to you as we go through this. But the first thing I want to touch to you is Connor Cody. That's what we're going to do next after the 10 stats. So let's see the 10 stats filing through. Take a look at the current table. You see we're down there in 21st. Norwich are in 10th. And Norwich right now, 7 points, 2 points out of the playoffs, looking like they want to get in there, yeah? Will they? Liam Manning pushing a new team. Liam Manning, new coach. We're going to get to that and tell you all about Norwich as we get through. There's your first one. Second one I want you to look at, the games coming off this weekend. Friday, tomorrow, Middlesbrough take on West Brom. Big game. Will Middlesbrough still be top? Will West Brom slip a little further down? And that's tomorrow. We've also got games on Sunday and on Monday. On Sunday, you've got Bristol Rovers taking on Oxford United. And on Monday, Millwall take on Watford in an all-London bash. As for the rest of the games, talking Saturday, Birmingham taking on Swansea City. Birmingham in good form, Swansea in good form. Swansea might find it hard to get something there. A draw would be a good thing. Leicester City taking on Coventry. Another big game at the top of the table. Did you hear these games? Middlesbrough, West Brom, Birmingham, Swansea, Leicester, Coventry. Big games. Queen's Park Rangers taking on Stoke City. Do Stoke City get something there? Or do QPR get 3 wins back-to-back? Blackburn Rovers not going so great. Ipswich not going so great. But eventually they're going to find form. Derby County welcoming Preston North End. Hull City taking on Southampton. Southampton still haven't found their feet, have they, hey? They haven't found their feet. Norwich City taking on the Wrexham. Portsmouth taking on Sheffield Wednesday. Come on Wednesday, get some points. And Sheffield United taking on Charlton. Tough game for Chris Wilder to open up the account for the third time. And Nathan Jones will be looking to get things going for Charlton, who are just 1 point above Wrexham as we stand. Sheffield United, Charlton, it's going to be an interesting match. Like I say, Monday, Bristol riding high. I expect the Robins to stay in the playoffs all season long. And Oxford United fighting for their lives all season. Millwall, Watford on Monday. So there you go. There's your games, guys. Josh Sargent, top scorer in the league, as you can see, on 5. Haji Wright also on 5, so he's caught him up. And if you look closely, Kiefer Moore just 1 behind. Headed goals. This is something of an interest for Wrexham fans. This is why you're going to see it. Headed goals, we've got 2 guys in there with headed goals. Sam Smith with 1, Kiefer Moore with 2. Doing good. Talking the assist kings, Ross McCrory's on 3, Sorba Thomas on 3, and Milan van Evik is on 3. That hasn't changed any too much. But if you're looking for us, it's James McLean, and that's all she wrote. Going into the blocks, this is team blocks. One of the stats you're going to hear about team blocks will be for Wrexham pretty soon. But Wrexham, team blocks, 30 blocks on the seasons. So when we're talking about defence, well, some of the things are going bloody right because only Norwich City has blocked more. Norwich fans, you're going to love that one. Looking at the goals conceded, top to bottom, it's self-explanatory. But you see, Millwall and the likes of, say, Swansea doing pretty good. You look at Wrexham, not so good. You look at Norwich, 6. 4 goals difference between Wrexham and Norwich City. And Millwall, I talk it because we have a Millwall fan in our Wrexham crew who loves his team. Yes, you're on 7th. Just for you, Bobby. There you go. Bobby is from the game against Millwall. He's stuck around with the channel. He loves the channel, and he's waiting for another pre-game, and he jumps in the channel once in a while. So there you go. Bobby Millwall, that's for you, my friend. We got lots of friends in all the leagues. And hey, if you haven't realised, we're a big, happy family. Jump in. Join the crowd. Be part of the family. Like, subscribe, and be the family. You're not a subscriber. You're a family member. Looking at the goals inside the box, that's interesting too, yeah? Wrexham's got 8 goals inside the box. That's because all the goals have come inside the box for Wrexham. Looking at goals on the outside of the box, hey, Norwich City's got 1. We don't. 8 goals inside the box. Loving it. Looking at the tackles, 100% tackle rate from Liberato Kakache. Love that guy. Now, QPR exposes problems. I'm going to show you something here. QPR exposes problems. The first one we're talking about is Connor Cody. Connor Cody not going to hammer this down, was vulnerable on all three goals. And I got to say, the second one, when he shoves forward and leaves that massive hole in behind, hey, I tell you, it was embarrassing. But the worst one, which I'm going to highlight right now, first image you see, it's a little blurry because I freeze framed it. But if you look at a halfway line, you'll see just above the centre circle in our half, the ball is in the air. On the halfway line, you've got Connor Cody. On the centre circle, you've got Callum Doyle. To his left is Burrell. The next picture you see is in our half. Burrell has come 5 yards behind Connor Cody. The ball's angled towards Connor Cody's favour, so he's got to make up more space. I'm talking Burrell's got to make up more space. So talk about 7 to 8 yards behind Connor Cody. Look at that. He ends up halfway in our half, 2 to 3 yards in front of Cody, who he just muscled out of the ball, did for speed, made look bad. And the next picture is in front of the goal, finishing easy. What I ask you this is not just about Connor Cody, but look how far back Callum Doyle is. Hey, the picture doesn't lie. The pictures do not lie, guys. But just for a second, look. Look at Callum Doyle. Look at Connor Cody. And you can't really blame Arthur Okonkwo, although he did come out, hesitate, and kill himself for distance. But I say, defensive frailties must be addressed. Hyam or Brunt must replace Cody. What do you think? Hyam or Brunt to replace Cody? That's what I'm saying, because the level is exploding Cody. It's exposing other players that are not up to the championship. It really is, and that's the bottom line. I mean, put it this way. In 5 matches, we've faced 101 shots. That's 20 shots average per game. That's way too high. That's got to be addressed. That's got to come down. And like I say, Phil's got to work on this. He's got to work on this. Looking at the badge, that's the badge we love. They're focusing on Wrexham right now. Good news, though. Good news. It's not all bad. But Windass and Thomason are fit for duty. I expect to see some action from both. You're going to see my lineup here pretty soon. I got a lineup coming of what I think is coming. You'll be able to see it in beautiful colour. But Windass, fit and available. Parky has a full week to fix these defensive issues. He's been around the game long enough. If it is that the walls are closing in on Phil Parkinson and that this level is not his, that will take time to tell. We're only 5 games in, but Phil has a week to get the new guys really addressed, the pressure's really on, and have a great week on the training field to get ready for Norwich on the road. It's all about the training field right now and getting people ready. That's what's got to happen. But he's also got to pick the right starting 11, yeah? I mean, in my opinion, he's got to be braver with the selection. I mean, I would go at 3 at the back. Absolutely. I'm going to go 3 at the back. I haven't lost confidence that much. I'm still going to go 3 at the back. But a 3-5-2 system, and that's easy for everyone to work with, right? Something like this. Take a look at the picture. I'm thinking that's what I want to look at. You've got that picture right in front of you right now, guys. That's the lineup. Arthur in the back, as per usual. Back 3. Doyley, Hyam, Cleworth. Yeah, 2-5-4. In the middle, right across. You know we're playing the wing-back system, so I got them lined up so you can read them easy. Kakachi on the left, 13 if available. O'Brien, Sheaf, Thomason in the middle. Longman on the right. Longman gets changed with Kabori at half-time, if it needs to be. Or at 60, we take a look at Kabori on the right side. Yeah, Issa. And see what he's got for half an hour. Don't just bring him in to risk it. You got a few new guys in there. You can't bring all the guys in at the same time. So get to halftime, see what we've got, address it, and maybe on 60, Longman's done his day. Kabori comes in for the last 30, and we can assess him as well. That's what I'll be going for. Up front, Broadhead, and more. Now, the substitutes, as you can see, McLean, Kabori, James, Smith, Windass, Hardy, Burton, Brunt, Barnett. Who do you see missing? 2 seconds. I'll let you have 2 seconds. Who's missing? Who did I kick out? Connor Cody. Yep, you're right there. Connor Cody. Who else? Look closely. George Dobson. Need to sit in the stands for a couple of games, you two, and look at what happens, because you're out of position. You're doing as much as you can. The ceiling's squashing your heads down. I think you've really met your match in the championship, both of you. Connor Cody, 32, very disappointing so far. I don't know how he's going to turn this around. If he can, lovely, but very disappointing. George, he has good 60 minutes, but he's not a 90-minute man and should be on the bench if at all, but shouldn't be a starter, in my humble opinion. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm looking at. That's the team I would go for. I really would. And if Phil really wants to make things simple, he could always resolve and go to a 4-4-2, which really everybody knows how to play. It's the most compact defensive unit you can ever put out there. Would make life simple, would so leave less gaps, and people would be rooted into zones that they're comfortable with. It seems at times that people are not comfortable in their slots because they're getting pulled out of position all the time. They're not used to the slot that they're in under Phil. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. But looking at the bottom three, here's the thing. This weekend, it's just a hypothetical. If we lose or don't get anything out of this, or maybe a point and other teams get better than us, but if we lose this weekend and we end up sliding into the bottom three, hell forbid, then I want you to have a look at some of these teams. Bottom three this weekend, in trouble like we are. Portsmouth, welcoming Sheffield Wednesday. Tough for Sheffield Wednesday to get something there. They might, but it's tough. Sheffield United, as you heard earlier, Chris Wilder's come back. Normally when you get the coach come in, boom, everybody raises their level and you get a result. It could well happen, and it might not be to the smiles and the cheers of Charlton fans moving forward. Bristol City, well, they welcome in Oxford United. Oxford United in the bottom three. That's who the bottom three are playing. Let's hope that the results go against so Wrexham can stay safe for another week. And let's hope Wrexham get a result so far on the road at Norwich. I'll tell you where this is going. Head-to-head coming up next. We'll also talk about Wrexham focus and Norwich focus after this. And don't forget, that story from Carrow Road is still coming up. Stick around. You're going to enjoy it. It's not the normal story. Next few matches, though, for Wrexham. Derby County at home is the next one after this. September 27th. Leicester City away, September 30th. Birmingham home, October 3rd. Stoke City away, Toughies away, October 18th. Oxford at home, relegation battle, you say? October 22nd. And Middlesbrough, October 25. Parky needs results. It's not going to get any easier. It is so not going to get any easier. Next I want to show you is the head-to-head. Before we get to that image, I'll just say one little thing. The head-to-head first match between these two was October 25th, 1958. And it was Norwich 2, Wrexham 2. The next one was, and that was League Division 3, by the way. The next one was, also I should say, the last one was 6th of Feb, 1982. 1982, the last game. 1982. It's a long time, yeah? Some of you guys haven't been alive that long, yeah? Some of you guys have been alive that long or longer, like this guy. But yeah, 1982 was the last time, 6th of Feb, 82. And it was a bad day for Wrexham. Norwich wins 4-0, and that was in the old League Division 2. As for, take a look at the image, bang, there it is. That's it. And to cut it down for you as you're reading that, and take your time reading. Take your time reading because you really should do. But as you're reading that, I would say just enjoy the numbers. I mean, I can go through this with you, but the numbers are what they are. I got to tell you, it doesn't make easy reading when your team loses 8-1, hey? Not at all. Not at all. 8-1 in favour of Norwich. Got to say, credit to Norwich. But what's going to happen this week? Is it going to be 9-1? 1? I wonder, because you've got to think that at the end of the day, you have to say Norwich City is the favourite. It could well be 9-1-1. As for the prediction of the game, I'm going to go 2-1 Norwich is what I'm feeling at the moment. You've got Josh Sargent, very hot right now, 5 goals in 6 matches. Could be the guy to get it done. We've also got some news about Norwich coming up very soon. Wrexham fans, don't lose hope because there's good news coming. Wrexham fans, do not lose hope. Stick with the programme. 41 matches to go. But Norwich, I tell you, 2-1 possible win. If Wrexham can, it'll be a 1-0 squeaker. I got a feeling there's a draw written all over this. And before we go anywhere, the bookies, Ladbrokes. I went to Ladbrokes again. And the Norwich are 5-6 against odds to win. Not good odds. The bookies are saying it's a home win. It's a 27-10 draw. And Wrexham are 3-1 on to win on the road. I'll tell you what, 3-1 on to win on the road. I like those odds. I do. I like those odds. Give me 3-1 on the road. I'll put something on that because if Wrexham just squeaks a 1-0, well, you're in the money. You're totally in the money. But there you go. 2-1 is what I'm thinking for Norwich. It could be a draw. And if Wrexham do squeak it, I don't see what happened in Millwall, but hey, we've got some interesting things to tell you. Norwich City last year, take a look at the table. Norwich City, 13th. They're 10th right now. Wasn't a great year for Norwich last year. Kind of disappointed for Norwich. They were disappointed in what happened the whole season. It wasn't the best season. Wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. They're looking for better. They're 10th right now, just a couple of points outside the playoffs, looking to bang in there. And they may well do if they get the win this weekend. May do. It all depends on other results. But yeah, that table, 13th last year. The story of Norwich this season, though, is that it's literally a squad majorly overhauled. They've really overhauled the whole squad. I mean, you got 20 ins, 20 signings coming in, yeah? 5 free, 15 undisclosed. So they're not telling you what they're spending, but 5 for free, 15 undisclosed, 4 outs, 4 loaned out, and get this, 14 released from contract. Released from contract. 22 basically released and 20 coming in. So they've had a wholesale changeover with the club. You're talking about the coach. You're talking about Liam Manning, 40 years old. He's got a very interesting background. Yeah, big teams, West Ham and such likes in his training days as a U coach, under 18s per se coach, under 23 coach per se. Did a lot of work as a coach, getting himself ready to become a full-time first-team coach. So he's got a good track record, if not massively. Take a look at his numbers, yeah? But he's got a good track record. But I say, he's got a really interesting background in coaching. You're looking at the same numbers as I am right now. You got his numbers. I got the same numbers. But right now, 7 games in, 3-1, 3 wins, a draw, 3 losses, 9 goals scored, 10 against, -1, 42%. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. That steadies the ship, doesn't get you into the playoffs, doesn't get you relegated. It just steadies the ship. You'll be a mid-table team with those numbers. But Phil Parkinson, does he get beaten by another younger coach this weekend? Interesting to see. But what kind of coach is he? He's a high possession and a high press style coach. And he's just signed a 4-year deal with Norwich to stay there. But 42.86% is his winning record. Can he take it higher? Will he make Norwich a playoff team? It's very interesting. Very interesting. Not saying he will, not saying he won't. Just have to see how this pans out for him. Talking about the match itself as we move through to this. A couple of things on the board. Norwich, 2 home losses, back-to-back. Take a look at the picture. And I'm going to throw that up to you right now. You look at Norwich, 2 home losses back-to-back. The first one was Millwall at home, first game of the season. Then they win 2-1 on the road at Portsmouth, but then they lose again, 2-1, same score, at home against Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, big team, going to do well this season. Millwall, not the greatest team, but they will be challenging for the playoffs, as they have been for the last few years. So they lost at home to 2 decent teams. Does Wrexham go in there and win for the 3rd time? Is it the 3rd loss back-to-back for Norwich? You have to think stats don't really go like that. Can you see a 3rd loss at home, Norwich fans? Can you really? Wrexham fans would love that. But that's why I'm saying at home, the pressure is all on Norwich. There's no pressure. There shouldn't be any pressure on Wrexham. The bookies say you're going to lose. Everybody else is saying it's a home win, yada, yada, yada. Go there, play your game, be relaxed, and see what you come away with. But I've got to say, it will be a nervy game. And if Wrexham score, Norwich could struggle with that pressure of the fans. The longer it's 0-0, the quicker the Carrow Road crowd will crumble. And what I mean by crumble is grumble. The longer it goes 0-0, they're going to grumble right to the end. And if it goes close to the end and Wrexham are pushing, the fans may well get on the backs of the Canaries. Just wait to see what happens with that one. But as long as it's 0-0, Wrexham are fine. Like I say, the pressure will be on Norwich. Certain amount of pressure will be on Wrexham, but you've got to say, Norwich will be under pressure. Wrexham have to shut down Josh Sargent, Harry Darling, and it's 7 games, 1 goal, and Marcelino Nunes, 3 games, 1 goal. Got to shut those 3 guys down to have any luck. Got to aim for a clean sheet, and a clean sheet will bring that confidence at the back that Wrexham are literally missing at the moment. And Parky must select a goal-protecting centre-back. A goal-protecting centre-back. Last time out, time before, and all this season, we've had a swing bridge of a CB centre-back who's just not staying home. We need a centre-back to read the play, stay with the play, don't panic in the play, don't dive in the play, keep the line, and orderly defend our goalkeeper. So far, Arthur Okonkwo, Danny Ward haven't had the protection that they really do deserve. But a goal-protecting centre-back is what Phil Parkinson needs to put out there. Parky must get results as well. But it's not time for panic. Again, Norwich is the favourite, but not unbeatable. A performance is what we need. And a draw would be a good result. I'm telling you now, a draw would be a good result. There's no doubt about it. Story to finish, though, to lighten it all up. And I'm saying this much, it's going to be a battle. But all these matches are going to be battles. They really are. There hasn't been an easy match yet, has there? No. There won't be. And remember, start of the season, we were all talking about the jump in the level, and it's been a jump, hasn't it? So keep your heads, don't be down. 41 matches is plenty enough time to take ourselves further up the table. And by the time they get things worked out, we'll be mid-table. 15, remember, like I told you, 15? It's a bloody good number. I'll rip your hand off right now if you guarantee me 15th at the end of the table, at the end of the season, right now. That's what I'm saying. Story to finish. Norwich City. 1980. Yes. No, 1979. Sorry, 1979. 1979. The 10th of March, 1979. Yes, I was alive back then. Yes, I was. I am that old and older too. But it was a lovely story. I lived in London, South London, for a little while, not long at all. And one of the guys that I worked with was a guy called Peter. He was the manager at a Safeway store. And I was a kid in school, needed some extra money to, go to football matches or go to the show or whatever you wanted, but everybody needed money. You still do. So I used to work as a kid. I worked hard as a kid and put in the hours, got a big check. And on the weekends, Peter, well, he was a manager at Safeways. And like I say, South London, bandit country, Chelsea crazy, this Peter guy, Chelsea crazy. He went all over the country. He went up to Newcastle. I told you that years ago. He took me to Newcastle years ago. And but Chelsea crazy. And not a hooligan. So not a hooligan. A real gentleman, yeah? He drove a Renault. He was a gentleman. Wore leather gloves when he was driving, the old English gentleman gloves, yeah. So, but he was a gentleman, not a hooligan. And Lawrence, who I told you about before, he was in the car as well. So me, Pete, and Lawrence in the car. I'm in the front. Lawrence is pissed off because I'm a kid and he's a fella. And he's like, why is the kid in the front? And Pete's like, because I work with him. He's my mate. He can have the front seat. Shut up, Lawrence. Get in the back. And it was funny. But everything's great. We drive to Norwich, and it's lovely driving through the British countryside or the English countryside, Irish, Welsh, English, Irish, Scottish. Doesn't matter at all. It's all the same. It's so similar. But it's beautiful countryside once you get out of the cities. So we're driving along the highway. Not many cars. Not many cars at all. I can remember vividly. Today, there'd be thousands of cars streaming left and right. Back then, not many cars. It was lovely. Used to get everywhere quickly. But anyway, we get to Norwich. We get to Carrow Road. And it's filling up, and you can see the Chelsea fans getting in with the coaches and the Norwich fans at the far end, yada, yada, outside the ground. And the people are watching each other and thinking like, oh, there's going to be an off. An off is a fight, yeah, between the hooligan fans, because that was the era, 1979, 10th of March, 79. That was really right slap dab in the hooligan era. I wasn't a hooligan either. And we get to the ground, like I say, we go in the ground, still no problem. Everything's fine. Lovely day out. Then it happened. And this is the thing I'm going to draw you to. I'm in the ground with Peter and Lawrence, we're sitting down, just taking our seats, literally taking our seats. There's an off in the Norwich end. Chelsea fans have actually got into the Norwich end, and there's starting a brawl in the Norwich end. Outside the ground at the same time, it was crazy. I thought the war zone had just kicked off. A telegraph pole exploded outside the ground. We found that out after, but it sounded like a bomb went off. It was absolutely nuts. So you got the fighting, the bomb, people running, absolute hayam for about five or 6 minutes. The police get it under control. Chelsea lose the match 2-0 to Norwich, by the way, so Norwich fans, you'll be happy about that. And Chelsea fans, not so. But that was a story. The last time I went to Norwich, and I'm not a Chelsea fan. But I went with Peter, who was a friend of mine, and he was the manager, and he used to take care of me because I was only 15 and he was 35, 36, but he was a lovely guy. Still in touch with him. He's a lot older. Still in touch with him. But there you go. That was the last time I went to Carrow Road. Had a fantastic time. And like I say, I was just a kid having a fun day out before I got into football, period, whether playing or whether in the media. And I can still remember it. Anyway, that's all I've got time for this weekend. Remember, guys, don't be down. Don't wear a frown. This is the time to keep your resolve and see how the season goes. And remember, while the team is getting sorted out this week by Phil, we got competition for places, yeah? Pressure for spaces. That's exactly what you need. Hey, look up. Game's coming. I'll be there. Watch along this weekend. Join me, please. Like, subscribe. Get in here and be a monster. Be an absolute champion. Be the best we got in the chat on the weekend, because I love it. So without any further ado, it's Norwich. It's Wrexham. It's the famous Carrow Road. Let's have it. Cheers.